The likelihood of you being the seller of these wicks is like super low.
GM friends, thanks for tuning in to DeFi-Logic's TA Tuesday at 12 p.m. Mountain Time every week. Our server members enjoy weekly community calls, request chart reviews, and join in on live discussions. So join us today. The video description has the link below. In today's community call, we will review charts for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Sol, the ETH, Ondo, Manta, Pyth in preparation for the Jupiter airdrop, and Injective. And with that, here is Eddie.
Guys, like it's been a while since we actually did this. Been so busy doing other things. Let's check it out. So we haven't really looked at this, I think, so we'll review this really quick and then see what's new. We didn't dip as low as I was anticipating for it, but we did get a sell the news, right? We're watching for this high to get run, and it did, 48.24, and then it sold off pretty well, and then it reclaimed this low and started pumping again. So I'm going to pull up just a fresh chart and see what we can look for now. I'm still looking at this area as being like a potential resistance. I think anywhere between here is a good spot to look for shorts. And then also too, this is just resistance to me until proven otherwise. Honestly, I think ideally what I would love to happen, look at this little trade I took. Oh my gosh, closed it for like pennies. Got 4R, but how much higher it went. Oh, that's sad. Okay, anyways, sidetracked it. Ideal situation is that Bitcoin just does this up here and all coins can go, but I don't know if we live in that type of world right now. It's hard for me to read. This is so choppy on a higher time frame. I think you really just need to play it as a range. So let's get rid of this and instead look at it like it's a range. This area would basically be the range low. This is your range high. Right now you're in the upper portion of it, so that's why I don't really like doing anything with Bitcoin at this level. I want to do business when it comes lower. I was hoping for it to come back down into this 4,300 level, but instead it just on Monday it just reclaimed this area and just kept pumping. But basically I'm just looking for shorts in that general area I showed earlier. Basically anything around here I think is a short. If it starts reclaiming it, then we can look for higher, but for now it looks like it's redistributing. So we'll see. Not too much actionable stuff going on Bitcoin. Ethereum, these levels have been holding pretty true, just buying into these old range high breakouts. It's been doing really well. It's looking, at least on low time frames, better than Bitcoin. Also not doing a whole lot, which is why I wanted to look at the Sol to ETH ratio, because that's more of it's just a better indicator right now. Again, look, little tiny trade and it kept going. So I don't have a good feel for this right now either, honestly. So it's reclaiming this bearish retest zone that I initially took profit on, and I gave a little dip into it earlier today. I think that for now, Ethereum dips are for buying. If it could come back into this level, we have some highs that we can target. I think that's the play for it for now, ideally. Maybe the Ethereum ETF narrative starts to finally kick in. It's been just really slow and choppy and just following Bitcoin for now. But that's what I would like to see, is if it can dip down. It's pumping right now. What the heck is going on? If we don't get this, if we don't get that nice dip, I think probably like some sort of reclaim of this area is also okay. So basically the stuff it's fighting right now, if it can do one of these things, take out this high and then come back down into it, that's a pretty decent level too. So what is going on? Watch it die by the time we put this video out. That'd be funny. It's looking strong for now. The whole market in general, well, not the whole market, but a lot of stuff has been pumping. Okay, Sol. So last time we looked at Sol, I was mentioning how this is a short currently, and it came down pretty low. So I think we were like right around here or maybe here. Probably that one, Tuesday the 9th. I don't exactly remember when we looked at it, but it did play out pretty well. And then it formed like this market maker buy model, and it's going up again. Let's delete all that. I'll really quickly show what I mean by market maker buy model, because I think that is something actionable that people could row on. Basically, the premise of it is it takes out lows, and they call it order pairing. So you'll see a lot of people put a chart like this, and they'll write order pairing. Let's go a little bit cleaner on a slightly higher time frame. Let's go to 2 hour. But basically, it just makes like this kind of like stair step type of price action. So the target for that type of stuff is the original consolidation, which is basically at target right now. So hopefully that makes sense, but market maker buy model is what it did. I want to look at a higher time frame really quick. The Thol is into resistance again, but it's so strong. It's like Bitcoin. It's hard to play anything in this level. We need price action to go higher or lower for us to really do anything with it. So let me go to the weekly. This is such like a nice chart. Look at that. It's too much. I don't know. At this point, I think it's going to probably just take some highs. Hard to get into it right now if you're not in from these levels. This was your entry zone right here. I do this zone right here. So if it can retest into that, I think that's a pretty good buy, aiming for the highs. Something like this makes a lot of sense. Probably take profit around here, then up here, and then if it can go higher, cool. But I really like this actually a lot. So that's what I'll be looking for on Sol. If it goes higher, I missed the trade. It's not a big deal. I think that it could, I don't know, Jupiter is airdropping like in a day, so I'm really not sure what to expect with Sol price action. It might go up, I really have no idea right now. Sol to Ethereum I think is a really interesting chart though, because very rarely, as of lately, are we watching both Ethereum and Sol pump at the same time. They're different. Like they take turns basically. Right now it's in pretty heavy resistance against Ethereum. Like I was saying a bit ago, like maybe Ethereum finally is going to start outperforming. Sol is just so strong no matter what. The whole Ethereum beta play played out, but Sol took the show still. So we'll see what happens. I think between the two, Ethereum, according to this chart, should outperform in the near future, unless it starts flipping this area and going for these highs. Then if not, I think if we can get any dips down. So a lot of times in crypto, the wickless 4-hour candles typically fill in, and it also lines up with this like demand zone right here. This. I think if this ratio can come back down, create some wicks here and get into this area, then that'd be a pretty good time to load up Sol again. So watching for those two things to play out, either flips or ideally comes down into here. And then you would just buy Sol, right? Ondo. So this is a new coin and I've really been enjoying trading new coins lately. The Binance chart is a little bit cleaner. I have a bunch of lines on it already, so I'm trying to just develop something different. I'm already in a trade of this, and I just have stops flat, but I think that this could do pretty well still. Let's check it out. Bottoming out right now, so hopefully it does. But I think this is going to go into price discovery soon, hopefully. So basically for now, if this level starts to lose, I'm probably going to get out. So you could get in now with that same idea. Whereas if we start losing these lows, just get out of the trade because it's probably going to come back down here again. And I'll look to just rebuy if it comes back into this level as well. You really don't want it to start getting below this because then it shifts structure from like the higher lows, right? If it makes a lower low, then I don't want to even touch this thing again. This is a break structure again. That's what I'm looking at with this right now. So either this holds and it goes up, or if not, I'll look to be a buyer in this level again with. Again, I don't want the price action to do stuff like that. But it's a really clean chart. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Same thing with Manta. It's like one of those other new charts again. And new charts just perform really well. So here's the idea for this one. I'm looking for, I actually have bids throughout this zone already. But really the idea is a wick down into it and hopefully it just reclines right away and it goes. That's what I'm hoping for with Manta. It also lines up with the 4H EMA 200, which is this red line, which oftentimes can lead to bounces. That one, a lot of algorithmic traders will just buy that. So that's what I'm looking for with Manta. If it doesn't play out that way and it just starts going higher, basically if it can just make some 4H closes above this, then at that point I would just buy a retest into it instead. Really want to focus on these coins that are in like uptrends, right? And then same idea, just to make it plain and simple. If it starts doing this stuff and turning this into resistance, then I want to get out of it because most likely it'll come down to this low or it'll even deviate the low. So that's what I'm looking for with Manta. And then I think we had a request. So JUP Airdrop is coming. And I think that it'll play out similar to Pyth, what I'm hoping, because this one was also pretty hyped. So the way I plan on doing this, the likelihood of you being the seller of these wicks is like super low. I feel I kind of want to sell right away. So basically what I do on these new launches is I wait for like this low time frame range to form. So right here would be like my high, and then right here would be my low. And basically the idea is if it does something like this where it starts rejecting the low or the high, I'd probably just sell my airdrop and try to get in as it comes down lower. So I know you guys are probably seeing me, like I always like to play these kind of candles that look like this. I think actually I took this trade on Pyth, long Pyth with a stop. I did. I remember tweeting it even. I said these lows probably get left alone. I just went like that with a TP up here and then higher as well, right? But that's the whole idea of it, is you wait for a low time frame range to form. If it starts rejecting it, I'll probably just sell, look for it to come back down below it too, to rebuy. And then if I have like leverage too, I'll probably just leverage it as well with the take profit at the high and then another one at the price discovery levels. So that's basically the plan that I have with the JUP airdrop on what I want to do. So this usually happens within the first few hours of trading, something like that. And then as far as exiting goes, I don't know, man. Whenever you feel good, or if it comes back into it, I guess that's like you probably would have wanted done it before that, or you just hold it for forever, which some people do. Doesn't make sense to me, but you do you. And then again, like the same range, it played out again where my initial range low came in and reclaimed it again, and that was like another good time to buy. So it's just a really good way to play these new coins. Just play the initial range and then buy the lows and sell the highs, and then when it flips the highs, if you're not in, you buy that, flip again. Hopefully that makes sense. INJ. So INJ has been really choppy. It basically looks like Bitcoin. It's just, I don't know if it's distributing or if it's reaccumulating. So stuff like this, I just really don't touch because it's not really worth it. I'm still hoping and waiting. If we drop down below here, that'd be great. But I wanted to look at it on the new chart just to see if anything makes sense. So this is untested. This might be a play right here. If it can come down into this, I think it's not a bad zone to play at something like this, where you're just closing if it loses that area. And eventually I think this breaks out. The Injective BTC chart is just super bullish as well. So if I can get this, I think I'll probably look for that. It's so hard though with all these like lows. I don't know, this chart is just so ugly. But the main thing is if it does ever come down here, I have to just load up super fat if you get a gift. Otherwise, I'm gonna look, I'll probably end up just buying this and with a stop loss there. And then alternatively, we really just want some closes above these levels for any more bullish plans. So that's the idea. I'll probably buy here, that stop loss, or up a higher, and then of course, the gift from God if we get it, right? And then TAO. So this setup's played really well. I think we looked at it before. It's just a whole reclaim. If it reclaims the highs, you buy, and that did really well. For anyone that was paying attention to the last idea on it, it pumped incredibly well from that reclaim play. That's obviously not here anymore, so we could retest this level. I think that'd be nice, but that might have already happened too. It hasn't. Perfect. So here's the idea. I would love for it to sweep down into here, retest this blue line, and I'd probably just be a buyer right here with the idea of it I don't want closes below this one, basically. But yeah, this is a coin that you want to be in, the ones that are in obvious uptrends. Hopefully the daily candle closes like this and then it dips, because if it just like daily closes below here, then that would invalidate this plan, because then at that point, if it closes daily below this high, we're probably going to come out and take some of these lows. So for this to work, you want the daily to close above this high and then come down and fill this area in. But with the whole premise of it being like you want it to reclaim this low, then that's when you would buy with a stop loss below it, whatever low it creates. So that's my idea with TAO. For now, at least. This coin's super bullish, so we'll see if that comes or not. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass this back on over to you guys. Hope everything makes sense. Chat later.
Surely does. Thanks, Eddie. And a reminder that our strategy for Ethereum is in beta testing on Astrobit. So make sure you come into our server, fill out the form in the proper channel, and we will make sure that you get access to the strategy for free, and you'll get a free bot from Astrobit during the beta testing period. And that's it for this week. As a DeFi-Logic server member, you can request chart reviews and discuss markets daily with other server members. So join our server now. Early members get free access for life and future discounts on additional products and services. See you next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. GM friends.
Join us next week in Discord for TA Tuesday at DeFiLogic.com.